All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Rakakwadash Brakathum. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a salute and a Shalom to all the Akim that are out to labor pushing this truth in all sincerity and in truth. Um, uh, um, my mind just went blank that quick. All right, yeah. This is the Elder Yashawamba's lesson he put up 2 hours ago. News and prophecy, recent happenings leading to a squeeze, right? So once again, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem El Shah, Bashem Galkadash, Brakathum, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a salute and a shalom to all the Akim that are out to labor pushing this truth in all sincerity and in truth. I'm gonna bring it back a little bit.
A Trump administration official telling CNN a draft White House memo suggests furloughed employees may not be entitled to back pay for the time they were told not to work during the shutdown. CNN's Alina Treen is at the
Now, what is furlough? Let's get the definition of furlough, because they also have furlough at my job for when there is no no work, or when the machines are down. Furlough meaning suspension or discharge of a worker or workers on account of economic conditions or shortage of work, especially when temporary, right? All right. What does it mean when you are on furlough? Being on furlough means a temporary, often unpaid leave of absence from work that an employer initiates. Typically due to, it says, typically to reduce cost during economic difficulties or other business challenges, right?
White House along with Paula Newton. So Elaine, I do want to start with you on this because the president was just asked about this memo and this idea of those furloughed workers not getting back pay. What did he have to say?
Not getting back pay, right? Now, what does the scripture say about that? It's in the book of Proverbs. Can't think of the chapter though. What's that? When it is in the power of your hand. This is Proverbs 3:27 and 28. All right, because in 1983, Reagan said what? The America. All right, 1983 was the year of the Bible, right? But first, let's get this first, because the Elder Yashawamba brought it out. I don't think he got the scripture though, but he mentioned it. Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee? It says, for you refuse my discipline, and treat my words like trash. It says, but Yahweh says to the wicked, why bother reciting my decrees and pretending to obey my covenant, right? So, Edomites they love to use the scriptures to promote war and all of that, right? To promote putting hell on people, right? But when it comes to judgments on wicked acts, on wickedness, they don't use it. But instead, they promote the wickedness. Let's get this. It says, withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thine hand to do it. Say not unto thy neighbor, go and come again, and tomorrow will I give. It says, and tomorrow I will give, when thou hast it by thee, right? But let's get, what's that? Hold on. Yep, this is Leviticus 19 and 13, right? It say, thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning, right? So they're basically, during the government shutdown, they're basically saying, well, y'all not coming back to work, but y'all ain't getting paid either. Basically robbing the people of their wages, man. You're supposed to pay the people after every work shift. They're supposed to get paid, man. All right, man. We're not supposed to wait, or we're not supposed to wait a week or 2 weeks to get our paycheck, man. We're not even supposed to wait a fucking month. We're supposed to get paid after every work shift. This is Deuteronomy 24 and 12 to 15. And if the man be poor, thou shalt not sleep with his pledge. In any case, thou shalt deliver him the pledge again when the sun goeth down, that he may sleep in his own raiment, and bless thee. And it shall be righteousness unto thee before Yahweh Shemashah thy power. Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates. At his day thou shalt give him his hire. Give him what? His money, his wages. Neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor, and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto Yahweh Shemashah, and it shall be sin unto thee. See?
Yeah, he didn't rule it out. He said essentially that it will depend on who the federal employee is when it comes to this decision of whether or not they're going to get back paid while they are furloughed.
So now they are basically saying, well, it depends on who the federal employee is. That's who's going to get paid. Wow, really? Well, I tell you.
During the shutdown. Listen to how he put it.
I would say it depends on who we're talking about. I can tell you this, the Democrats have put a lot of people in great risk and jeopardy, but it really depends on who you're talking about. But for the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care.
See, man, see, Trump, man, Nero, man, this nigga ain't shit, man. He said a lot of people don't deserve to be taken care of. Really? Really? All right, man. When in the scriptures, the poor, all right, which in the scriptures, when it comes to gleaning, right, the poor still had food to eat. All right, man, but when we rebuke the devil, though, he get mad. What you mad about? You wicked, man. You wicked, man. So we're not supposed to. So we're not supposed to rebuke you of your wickedness. We are charming the serpent, man. AKA rebuking the serpent of his wickedness, man.
Care them in a different way.
So it's very unclear what he means by people
That's
who don't deserve
fucked
to
up.
be taken care of. Of course, we'll be pressing the White House further on that. But look, this is a very different interpretation of the law. Typically, during shutdowns, federal employees who are furloughed, essentially temporarily laid off while the government is not operating as the way it should be, they aren't paid, but then they are paid, and they get back pay at the end and conclusion of a shutdown. And this is a different, again, interpretation.
But we know they won't get paid. We know they won't get paid.
Of one of the laws. We saw an updated version of this memo, which came from the White House Budget Office, essentially saying that they believe the law, it's called the Government Employee Fair Treatment Act. They are arguing that it's being misinterpreted.
Fair Treatment Act. So, hold on. What the heck? Hold on. Well, this there was something else, I tell you.
Conclusion of a shutdown. And this is a different, again, interpretation of one of the laws. We saw an updated version of this memo, which came from the White House Budget Office, essentially saying that they believe the law, it's called the Government Employee Fair Treatment Act.
Hold on. The Government Employee Fair Treatment Act. Government Employee Fair Treatment Act, right? I looked it up. Act of 2019, right? The Government Employee Fair Treatment Act of 2019 is a United States federal law which requires retroactive pay and leave accrual for federal employees affected by the furlough as a result of the 2018 to 2019 government shutdown and any future lapses in appropriations, right? Now, retroactive. What does retroactive mean? All right, taking effect from a date in the past, right? Basically, they're supposed to get paid. They're supposed to receive back pay. But they're saying what? That is misinterpreted. Now, What the scripture say about that? Now let's see. So the devil put laws into place, but then don't go by the laws. All right, the devil makes promises, but then breaks those promises. Let's get this. This is Psalms 55 and 21. But I'll start up at at verse 20. It says he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant, right? His promises. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. See? So the devil say, well, okay, well, we have this federal law put in place. It was passed. All right, it's retroactive. We got you. Don't worry about it. But then, when the government shuts down again, and they bring out that law that was passed, the Government Employee Fair Treatment Act, they saying, oh, well, it was misinterpreted. Really? Man, let's get this. Psalms 58. Yeah, in heart ye work wickedness, you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. They spread their violence. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb, as soon as they be born, speaking lies. These wicked people are born sinners. Even from birth they have lied and gone their own way. They say what? Though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. So the Government Employee Fair Treatment Act, basically they put that in place to basically fool the people into thinking that they were going to get back pay when the government shuts down again. But now this devil is underlining the people. Basically, he's injuring the people, man. He's hurting them because he don't want to pay him. What?
Are arguing that it's being misinterpreted. So all of this to say, stay tuned for that and whether or not this is actually going to be something the Trump administration moves forward with.
And this is that cruel Lord. Okay, we told you, all right, that these were the times that were coming, man.
Yeah.
Okay? And this is going to lead to civil war, civil unrest. We always bring these same scriptures out because they're hitting.
Right.
All right? Don't shoot. Don't get mad at me. All right? We're just giving you the words of the messenger. We're just messengers of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? Isaiah 19 and 2 in the GNT, the Lord says, I will stir up civil war in Egypt and turn brother against brother. That's all you see is division, man. Okay, and they're doing a good job of keeping everybody divided and confused.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, you got to give it to this devil. He is great at being a devil, man.
Yes, he is.
Okay, they put the camera in front of him. He blames the left. All right, you turn on the left news, they're blaming the right. Meanwhile, the people are being drugged into this new system where they're going to be forced to bend the knee, all right, to the solution, which is going to be a digital solution.
Right. Yep. And the digital solution is the MOTB. Right? You will need that in order for you to function in this society. See? But with the MOTB, though, the ones in power, they can do whatever they want want with it. Because if they don't want you eating, you ain't gonna eat. See? So they bring the chaos, but then they bring the order, and with the order, they fuck you over. They screw you. They say, well, you ate too much last month, so this month you ain't gonna eat. See? So is it really a solution? No, it's not. They say what? Though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
Okay, universal basic income is coming. To help you, we have a universal basic income, all right, that will help people that are in need of work, all right? However, you're going to have to, what? Sign up for this digital ID. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have to do that.
Yep.
And eventually you're going to have to get that microchip. Okay, they got a lot coming. So we're seeing nothing but, the civil unrest all around the world. But the Egyptian is against the Egyptian. You turn on the news, these governors, these people are just arguing with one another.
Right. They say what? A kingdom divided against itself. All right. This is Mark. Yep, the book of Mark. Yep, this is Matthew. Yep, Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. See? So modern day Rome is that kingdom that is divided against itself, and it will be brought to desolation, and it will be destroyed from off the face of the earth.
The blue states versus the president, okay, which we'll get into that. But this is a complete mess, man. Rival cities will fight each other, and rival kings will struggle for power. I am going to frustrate the plans of the Egyptians and destroy their morale, and this is a part of the morale being destroyed. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's go here. Okay, so let's listen to a little bit more of this, and we'll get the video by the elder Mayakala.
The big question, too, is what happens to all these workers? Look, there's 750,000 furloughed federal workers as the government is shut down. He was asked if they would be paid. Of course, there's a law requiring they get paid. He acknowledged that later. He said it depends on who we are talking.
And I believe this, that he signed in on that law. But now he's saying, basically, it don't mean we got to pay everybody. So people's lives are getting ready to be, drastically changed. Most people, all right, 90-something% of Americans live in check to check.
Yep.
It's hard as hell to live and save in a society like this, in an economy like this.
Right.
The dollar does not have any strength.
At all.
Okay? It takes more dollars to get less product. We're living in inflation. We're living in shrinkflation.
Yep. Yep, man. Yep, because when you go to these markets, these grocery stores, right? And you can get 5 things, right? And you could spend $80 on 5 things. See, which before you could get a whole shopping cart full of food and all that you need, and it'll last a whole lot longer. But now you can only get 3 things, and you will spend $80. See?
Okay? perplexity. We've been showing you the mindset of the American people. They're losing their morale. Let's look up the word morale. Okay, look up the word morale. The confidence, enthusiasm, and discipline of a person or group of a particular time at a particular time. Confidence, self-esteem. Okay, it's being replaced with what? Perplexity. This is why you got a lot of people talking about they're leaving Babylon the Great.
Yep.
Okay,
Talking about, and they said they want to quote permanently eliminate programs that are, he didn't say which ones, but I mean the shutdown, this is the threat, and he's ratcheting it up.
Yeah, now there's a twofold threat, right? The first threat was we're going to eliminate these programs, which means mass layoffs. We know that OMB Director Russell Vogt had presented him with a list of various agencies and programs that weren't, quote unquote, aligned with this administration. That's where the layoffs would come from. We've been hearing this threat from the White House, from Caroline Leavitt at the podium, as well as from President Trump now for days. Now they've escalated to a new threat. The new threat is that these federal workers might not get their back pay if he chooses not to give it to them. Now, how that would even work seems completely suspect, right? You're looking at a huge pool of federal workers. He wouldn't give any ideas of who might get back pay and who wouldn't, how you would parse out exactly.
Man, because it says what? Thou shalt not steal. Say thou shalt not steal, man. But they are robbing the people. Right? They put a law in place saying, all right, hey, we got you. Back pay, don't worry about it, man. We got you. But then, when it comes to standing on that law that they passed, well, we're gonna help some, but not everybody. But are they really gonna help any of them? No, they're not. This is Exodus 20 and 15 says, "Thou shalt not steal." See, and that's exactly what they're doing, man. They are stealing. Hold on. All right, this is Leviticus 6:1. It says, "And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, If a soul sin and committeth a trespass against Yahweh, and lie unto his neighbor, and that which was delivered to him to keep, or in fellowship, or in anything be taken away by violence, or have deceived his neighbor, or have found that which was lost, and lieth concerning it, so sweareth falsely in any of all these that a man doeth, sinning therein, then it shall be, because he hath sinned and is guilty, he shall restore that which he took violently, or the thing which he hath deceitfully gotten, or that which was delivered to him to keep, or the thing, or it says, or the lost thing which he found, right? Well, let's keep on going. It says, "Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely." And they dealt falsely, man. They dealt falsely, man, with that law. It said, "Neither lie one to another." And they basically they lied, all right. They lied like they always do. All right, man. It say this. Let's get this. It say what? A false balance is an abomination. A false balance is abomination unto Yahweh Shema Shah. But a just weight is his delight, right? Now, the weights were used, right, to make sure that a person wasn't getting robbed, right? Wasn't getting tricked of their wages. Hold on. What I get? Yeah. I went into it on my in my ancient manner and customs lesson I did. It says, this is Proverbs 20:10. Diverse weights and measures, both of them are like abomination to Yahweh Shema Shah. See? Now let's see if I can find that. Hold on. See if I can find that real quick. So they are defrauding the people, man. They're robbing them of their wages. You can't do that. All right. You told the people you were going to pay them. Pay them. Yeah. Let's get Leviticus. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I'm close to it. I'm almost there. Leviticus 20. It's forgot the name of the it's something weights. It's something weights, because I went into it. Hold on, man. Really? Hold on. See if I can find it in here then. Ancient manners and customs, weights. They probably, YouTube probably, they probably deleted that video, knowing them. Yep. That's what they did. But it's all good. No big deal. I'll have to go into it. I'll have to go into it again. But
money back to certain areas and not to certain areas. That seems like a very complicated thing, but it certainly is a threat now that they're making as they continue to try and needle these Democrats.
So instead of, again, trying to, give the people who work for you, and have labored in this system, getting up every day, putting lunches together, meal prepping and try to, go to these jobs and work, instead of giving them a message of hope. All right. Basically, you're telling them, man, F you.
Right. Basically.
See? This is an unrighteous ruler, man.
Right.
This is the man of sin. All of them. Both Dems and Republicans. Because the liberal American is under the impression that if Kamala was in the office, you Jakes, a lot of you who are still stuck in this left-right paradigm, you believe that it would have been better under Kamala. The right wing, all right, is basically happy niggas are getting attacked, all right, and they'll whatever Trump does, they'll figure out a way to justify it. So all of you people are in a big ball of confusion. Meanwhile, all right, the squeeze is being put. The farmers are through.
Yep.
Veterans are through. U.S. working class through. Okay? And with a shutdown, he's just telling you, nigga, F you. Blame the Democrats, nigga.
Yep.
You ain't getting paid. Some of you might, but the rest of you, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Man, let's
What do you
get
think
this.
this does to?
Let's get this, man. Let's get this. Golly, man. man. Esau got to be destroyed, man. Esau has to be destroyed, man. He has to be deleted and erased from off the planet. Sirach 12 and 10. It say, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. See, and right, and say what? Though he humble himself, right? Now, that law that they put in place, that was a form of Esau humbling himself, right? Saying, hey, I know we effed y'all over before. Hey, my bad. But hey, there's a law in place. We got you. Don't worry about it. Right? The Government Employee Fair Treatment Act. But it's being misinterpreted. Okay. Set him not by thee, lest, it says, least he hath overthrown thee, and he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou shalt be, says, and thou shalt at the words, it's like it says, and thou shalt at the, it says, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such come nigh wild beast? So that it says, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him, and his sins, who will pity? For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. That's what they're doing. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, because he's the cause of it. And thou, it says, like it says, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will clap his hands. So like it says, he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. See? They did all of that with their law they passed, man.
People, man, this is going to cause people to lose their minds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Trump kept saying that the Democrats don't have anything to lose, and it seems like he keeps like giving them reasons to feel that way. Like, number one, he was already letting a lot of people go, and now he's saying he's going to do more of that. He already wasn't adhering to the funding, bills that had already been passed, because he's cutting programs left and right without Congress's input. So the question is, well, what do we have to lose? You're going to keep doing this anyway. And also, Democrats right now, they are on the winning side of the shutdown, right? Like no one wins in the shutdown, but right now people are looking at the White House and Republicans and are blaming them. And I don't think it helps when you have Trump and the White House kind of saying now, oh, we're not going to give them back pay. People have lived through a lot of shutdowns, in recent years. They know this doesn't have to happen. And so it seems like the White House is making this choice. And you're saying you're going to hurt the Democrats, but I think people at home can see you're just hurting regular people.
You're hurting regular people.
Mm-hmm.
Although this is CNN and we know that this is propaganda, they're not saying nothing. All right, that they're telling the truth, right?
Yeah, Trump has been threatening. The strategy here has been to use the power of the government to go after things that Democrats like, go after federal employees, get Democrats to cave. But so far, that strategy is not working. And it's a sign here that, from what Trump is saying, that this is going to go on for a while, the shutdown.
So this is going to go on for a while. So what does that mean for the American people, man?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you do while you're not getting a check?
Right.
All right, let's go here.
Now, a bitterly divided Senate has led to a federal government shutdown, the first in nearly.
All right, man. Jake, man, Yahweh Shemal Shah is showing us the wickedness and the hypocrisy of Esau Edom, man. All right, man. Now, when the MOTB, when it is implemented, if you bow the knee and you take that, you're gonna be destroyed, man. If you bow the knee and you take that, man, you're gonna be destroyed, man. Jake, man, Yahweh Shemal Shah is showing us the wickedness of Esau Edom, man. Esau Edom, the man of sin, is being revealed, man. Why would you trust this motherfucker, man? He is not to be trusted, man. Come on now. Why would you trust this devil, man? He is not to be trusted. Okay? Because this devil make promises. He break the promises. Right? Pass a law. But then they come to you and say, well, you misinterpreted that law. You didn't understand it. When it's clear what the law say.
7 years.
Democrats and Republicans are facing off for what could be a long fight. Hundreds of thousands of workers have been furloughed, services Americans depend on have been disrupted, and the shutdown could impact the travel industry the longer it lasts.
We'll probably have a shutdown because one of the things they want to do is they want to give incredible Medicare, the Cadillac Medicare, to illegal immigrants. And what that does is it keeps them coming into our country, and like they do in California. And
But I thought you was getting them out. So again, you see the two.
Man, I tell you, man. Man, the two horns, right? Boy. Say what? Let me get that. Two horns. Two horns. Revelation 13. Revelation 13 and 11. Right? It say, this is Revelation 13 and 11. It says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb and spake. And it says, and he spake as a dragon, right?
It's like a lamb being used as a means to put hell on people.
Though he humble himself and go crouching.
All right.
no country can afford that.
All right, man. Though he humble himself and go crouching, he gonna speak like a dragon, man. He gonna disrespect you. He gonna say F you.
Day two of the Democrat shutdown. Let's make absolutely clear what's happening here. Real pain is being inflicted upon the American people because 44 Democrats in the Senate have voted for the third time to reject the completely nonpartisan, completely clean, very simple 24-page continuing resolution that we passed in the House here 2 weeks ago. And why did we do that? To the American people who are watching, the reason your government is shut down at this very minute is because, despite the fact that the overwhelming majority of congressional Republicans and even a few moderate Democrats support...
Man,
opening the government, the Chuck Schumer AOC wing of the Democratic Party shut down the government because they said to us, we will open the government, but only if you give billions of dollars of funding for healthcare for illegal aliens.
First government shutdown in nearly 7 years. Yes, this
So
is.
now they're using this nigga, boy. This nigga here. But now they God damn, we gotta get out of here, man. They're using the Northern Kingdom as the reason.
Yeah.
You know, Democrats want, health care for the illegal immigrants. So again, it's just bringing, all right, the blame to our people, and ultimately, at the end of the day, all right.
Right. So they don't want them here, but want to help them out, so they won't come here. What? Well, I tell you.
As we're going to show you, they're bringing a squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and these are things we've been prophesying, man.
Right.
Okay, this is that cruel Lord, which is going to lead to an economic collapse. Okay. Isaiah 19:3, I am going to frustrate the plans of the Egyptians and destroy their morale. Okay. They will ask their idols to help them, and they will go and consult the mediums and ask the spirits of the dead for advice.
Mm-hmm.
And I will hand the Egyptians over to a tyrant. A cruel king will rule them.
Mm-hmm.
See? I, the Lord Almighty, have spoken.
See?
Okay? And we're getting ready to show you some of the cruel things that he's bringing about.
Yep.
Okay? The left-right paradigm has brought you to this very moment where they're getting ready to wage war on your ass. Let's listen to a little bit more of this.
Happening. It officially began at midnight because lawmakers and President Trump failed to reach a deal. Both sides are now in a bitter fight over spending priorities and blaming the other. According to one estimate, up to 750,000 workers could be furloughed every day, costing them $400 million in pay every day.
This is the type of thing you've said about shutdowns in the past. Let's listen. What if I persuaded my caucus to say I'm going to shut the government down? I'm going to not pay our bills unless I get my way. It's a politics of idiocy, of confrontation, of paralysis. Shutting down government over a policy difference is self-defeating. We can never hold American workers hostage again. While the CR bill is very bad, the potential for a shutdown has consequences for America that are much, much worse. In day 2 of a government shutdown, and President Trump is threatening mass layoffs of federal workers. For more on all this, Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson, who's been blaming Democrats for all that, joins us now to expand on those thoughts and more. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for joining us. My first question is an easy one. Is any negotiation going on right now on Capitol Hill? There's no negotiation right now because the Democrats have dug in. You can say I'm blaming the Democrats. I mean, these are objective facts. We passed in the House more than 2 weeks ago a clean continuing resolution. There's no partisan bills in this. There's no Republican priorities. It's just an extension of current funding, Tony, so that we can keep the government open until November 21st to allow the appropriators in both parties to continue their good work. They've been working. At midnight, Donald Trump and Republicans shut the federal government down.
So that you look at it, you clearly see. Let's get it. Revelation 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. So they're using this narrative of the left and right, which we've been bringing this out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But the Lord has set a cruel Lord over you, and now it's dragon time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And what would, this cruel Lord, what would it lead to? It would lead to things drying up.
Mm-hmm.
It would lead to a debased economy from 2020 going forward, man. Okay, it started the absolute collapse of this American system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? As a matter of fact, the water will be low in the now, and the river will gradually dry up. Okay? The channels of the river will stink as they slowly go dry. Agriculture, everything is drying up. Farming is drying up. Reeds and rushes will wither, and all the crops planted along the banks of the Nile will dry up and be blown away. Okay, you're going to start to see a lack of produce in these stores.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is all being done systematically because the middleman is being cut out. Okay, and when it's all said and done, your only means of getting food is to go through him. Okay.
Right. Yep.
And these corporations are buying up all this land farmers can't afford to, keep their farms going. So who comes and buys it up? These particular corporations, China, right? Everyone who earns a living by fishing in the Nile will groan and cry. And their hooks, all right, and the Nile River was the number one, asset to the Egyptian Empire. Okay, and when you look at the Mississippi River, that's the modern day Nile River. It's drying up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everything's going.
Yep, and the Nile River in ancient Egypt, it was very crucial. It was very important, very essential to the Egyptian economy, right? Because everything in Egypt depended on the Nile. All right, because everything in ancient Egypt depended on the Nile River. Because without the Nile River, hey, they would basically die of starvation. See, from the crops and all of that.
Left. Okay? Nothing's the same. Those who make linen clothing will be in despair. Businesses and all of these various different things. Weavers and skilled workers will be broken and depressed. I got a clothing line, all that shit drying up. The leaders of the city of Zoan are fools, and this is what we're witnessing, man.
See? Let's say this. I typed in how important was the Nile River in ancient Egypt. Says the Nile River was essential to ancient Egypt, serving as the source of fertile soil for agriculture, and vital transportation, route for trade and travel, and a powerful symbol of life, religious belief, blah, blah, blah. Its annual floods nourished the land, allowing for vast agricultural surpluses that supported the civilization, while the river itself provided water, food, and materials like a papyrus, as well as a spiritual focus tied to their calendars and deities. See? See, man, so the Nile River was a natural highway. That's how they would transport goods and also trade. So that's how important the Nile River was in ancient Egypt. I typed in, it's a question. It said, could the ancient Egyptians survive without the Nile River? It says no. The ancient Egyptians could not have survived or built their civilization without the Nile River. See? Hold on. Did the Egyptians use papyrus boats? Papyrus. It says yes. Ancient Egyptians widely used boats constructed from bundles of papyrus reeds. So they needed the Nile River in order to get the papyrus reeds, in order to make the papyrus boats, aka the reed boat. See? So that's how important the Nile River was in ancient Egypt, man.
Okay? And this is where Pharaoh would meet, okay, and meet with his magicians to, discuss the happenings of their kingdom. So when you look at Washington, D.C., you look at all of these meetings these devils are having. They're being found out to be a bunch of fools, man. Egypt's wisest people give stupid advice. How do they dare tell the king that that they are successors of the ancient scholars and kings? They try to promote themselves as if they're so great, but look how stupid they are. As a matter of fact, let's get Sirach 10. This is a mess. We're going to shut the government down. We ain't going to come to an agreement because we have a disagreement over wanting to give immigrants health care. What? And you might not get paid, nigga.
Right.
Even some of you people who are having to go to work, you might not get paid. When we pass the bill. What is this going to do, man? It's going to cause people to lose morale.
Yep,
and it's being done
man.
purposely.
Man, and that will cause the people to crash out.
And most people are going to be ready for the solution, which is going to be the NWO.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
See, man, it's all about control, man. It is all about control. These devils, man, they want control over the whole earth, man. They want control, man. That's why they're bringing this modern day digital Tower of Babel, man, because they want control. They want everyone to depend on them. But we know what happened with the first Tower of Babel. It got confounded. Now this modern day digital Tower of Babel is going to be confounded and destroyed.
A wise judge, Sirach 10:1, a wise judge will instruct his people.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't instructing people.
Nope.
All he's doing is forwarding the left-right confusion and rhetoric, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the government of a prudent man is well ordered. This is a horrible government.
Right.
This is a horrible rulership.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to get worse.
Yep.
As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of a city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Look at the people of this government.
Because they don't want to provide health care to working class Americans. Leader Schumer and myself met with President Trump and legislative leaders on Monday. We had a conversation that was designed to avoid a painful government shutdown and address the Republican health care crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Subsequent to that meeting, we heard nothing from any of the legislative leaders on the Republican side.
What you're saying, look out for people trying to take advantage of this shutdown and scam you out of money. Watch your emails, watch your phone calls, don't give away personal information. Be very skeptical of anybody reaching out during this shutdown.
This is hell, man.
Yes, it is.
Shutdown, these are the only two things you need to know. Democrats refuse to sign a budget bill that will cause us to lose a ton of healthcare. They're not asking for more. They're just saying to the Republicans, hey, can we keep what we have? And if we lose it, a lot of people are going to pay double for their healthcare. And the Republicans refuse to negotiate, so government got shut.
Putting hell on the people, man. They putting the hell on the people. Boy, I tell you, damn.
Second thing is that you're going to hear this lie. The Democrats want to give healthcare to the illegals. And I hate to tell you, but undocumented people can't get healthcare. You're literally just being lied to. That's like,
as we speak here this morning, there are hundreds of thousands of federal workers who are getting their furlough notices. Nearly half of our civilian workforce is being sent home. These are hardworking Americans who work for our federal government. Our troops and our Border Patrol agents will have to go to work, but they'll be working without pay.
Oh, man. Yo. Isaiah 19:13, the leaders of Zoan and Memphis are fools. All right. And we're living in that ancient Egyptian system all over again under the Edomites. This is the modern day Egypt. They were supposed to lead the nation, but
Hold on real quick. Hold on. Because you all know Memphis was a city in ancient Egypt. What was Memphis? What was Memphis known for? No, not that. Memphis in ancient Egypt. known for. Okay, Memphis was known as the ancient capital of Egypt. See, so Memphis in ancient Egypt was the capital of Egypt, a significant political and religious center and the birthplace of worship of the creator god Ptah. See, man. So it was the first capital. Memphis was the first capital of a unified Egypt, founded to oversee the combined lands of Upper and Lower Egypt. All right, man. Now there is a Memphis in Babylon the Great. There's a Memphis in America. Come on, man. And there's a pyramid smack dab in the middle of the city, man. This is Egypt, man. This is Egypt.
They have misled it. Look at the state of the world.
In Rome, all over again.
Look at the state of Babylon, man. Look at this. The Lord has made them give confusing advice.
Yep.
As a result, Egypt does everything wrong and staggers like a drunk slipping in his own vomit. No one in Egypt, rich or poor, important or unknown, can offer help. Okay, there's no help. Because it's judgment time. The Lord is getting ready to judge this place, man.
That's right.
Ain't no saving this system.
Nope.
The scripture said we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. And all of the nations are looking over here laughing at you people, man. Because you've been duped. Nahum chapter 3 and 4, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, okay, which in times past, this is speaking of Nineveh, but Nineveh, which is the capital of the Assyrian Empire, all right, in the area of Babylon, okay, it now speaks to this place.
Yep.
This is the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts.
See?
You got people all messed up in the head. They believed and bought into this lie of the American dream. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. This is a shameful government. This is shameful. The way this place is going out.
Food assistance, veterans benefits, and
All right, man. So with that, I say shalom.